This week, I'm going to answer a commonly asked question: how often you should update your restaurant menu. Hey everybody, Ryan Gromfin here, author, speaker, chef, founder of therestaurantboss.com, restaurantprofitandperformance.com, as well as clickbacon.com. And like I said, I'm going to answer the question of how often you should update your restaurant menu. Let me just get right into it and tell you right now: as often as possible. Well, what does that mean, as often as possible? There's going to be a lot of factors that determine that, but ideally, I'd like to see you updating your restaurant menu once a month, at least every 2 months, some of you 3 months, some of you 4 months, no more than that. You must be updating your menu at least 3 times a year. Like I said, ideally, I would update your menu monthly or every other month. Some of you can stretch it to every 3 or 4 months. But if you're updating your menu once a year, once every other year, if you haven't updated your menu in 18 months, get to work. Here are the factors that come into play with updating a menu and why I like to update menus so often. A lot of times we've spent so much money on our menus, designing them, building them, printing them, laminating them, whatever it is, that the cost to update the menu doesn't outweigh the benefits. So the first thing I suggest is get out of that cycle. Figure out a way to create a menu more often for much less money. There's some great online tools like imenu.com or Canva, or even if you work with a designer, you should be able to work out a deal where it's very inexpensive to update your menus on a regular basis. Then you need to figure out how to print your menu and get it out on a more regular basis, more often, for less money. I'm not going to get into the details of actually how to do that in this video. I just want to explain to you the theory behind why I like to update menus more often. When we wait too long to update a menu, we create what I call elasticity. Think of a rubber band, right? Where the rubber band is resting in its spot, and then you stretch it and stretch it, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until eventually it snaps when you pull too hard. That's what's happening with your restaurant menu prices right now, is that your restaurant menu, when it comes out, if you're waiting a year or 2 years to update your prices, when it comes out, chances are you're overpriced to the market. Because you've waited so long, you've had to take this knee-jerk reaction where you've raised everything $1 or $2, 10, 20% raises. It's shocking to your customers. They're offended by it. They see it. And so now you've got this new menu. You're overpriced. People are a little turned off by it. You're going to lose a few customers. They're going to complain. But then over time, your menu becomes priced perfectly because your prices are going up every day, right? It feels like. But then 6-8 months later, now your menu is slightly underpriced. So if you can imagine this rubber band, right, where you started, you were a little overpriced, there's no pricing pressure, and then you stretch it and you stretch it and you stretch it until now all of a sudden there's pricing pressure again and it snaps, and then you've got to do this whole process again. What I suggest, like I said, is updating your menus as often as possible. Now, when you do these updates, don't add massive amounts of money to your menu. Don't change every single item. You should be looking at making adjustments to your wording, to locations, to placement, to specials, to different menu strategies that you use. And if you're interested in learning more about all of these different menu strategies, I do have another program called Profit Maximizer Execution Plan. It's called the Profit Maximizer Execution Plan. You can get more information on it below this video. But really, the big thing here is that you're slowly updating prices a little bit at a time. Maybe this month only update 5 or 6 items on your menu and just add a nickel or a dime to them. And then next month, update another 5 or 6 items and add a nickel or dime. And then next month, another 5 or 6, a nickel or dime. And then eventually, after 6 months, you've gone through all these. Now you go back to the item that you added a nickel to 6 months ago and add another nickel to it. Now, the only way that you can do that is if you don't do even dollar pricing, or if you don't do consistent pricing, right? Where if everything on your menu ends in 99 cents or 49 cents, it's hard to add a nickel to it. So I suggest you use totally random pricing on your menus. And what I mean by that is that some items are going to be $4.35, $6.85, $5.50, $7.90, $11.20, right? Totally random numbers that really mean nothing. There's no system, there's no organization to it, other than the fact that you know your cost on these items, you've set them accordingly, and then to keep up with your price increases, you're just slowly adding a nickel or a dime to them. And trust me, those nickels and dimes add up over time into massive profits for you. Best of all, your customers don't see it, they don't notice it, they're not offended by it. It's just part of the process. So, how often should you update your restaurant menu? As often as possible. I suggest once a month, depending on your circumstances, the type of restaurant that you operate. If you want to go to every other month, that's fine. 3-4 times a year, but no less often than that. I hope you enjoyed this week's training, and I can't wait to bring you a new training video next week. Have a wonderful day. Hey everybody, Ryan here. I really hope you enjoyed that video. Would you mind doing me 3 really quick favors? First, would you like this video? Wherever you're watching it, there'll be a button for you to go ahead and click and like the video and then leave a comment somewhere so I could answer your questions. 2, would you go ahead and subscribe to this channel? That way I can continually deliver you the newest updates every time I release a video. And then 3, I'd like to give you something. If you're the kind of person who really wants to get ahead in life faster, I have a 90-day planner here that I'd like to give you. I use this planner every day in my business, and actually I think this is one of the reasons why I'm able to get as much done as quickly and as efficiently as I'm able to. See, every year when I sit down to plan out my year, I sit down and I do 4 of these 90-day planners, because I believe that we can't get as much done in a month as we think we can, but we can get a lot more done in 3 months than we think we can. And so I've developed a system, I call it my 90-day planner system, where you can achieve just about any goal you want in 90 days if you follow this. And I'd like to give it to you completely free. Like I say, this is on my desk every single day, and I use it in my business, and I teach my clients how to use it, and I'd like for you to have it for free. All you have to do is head over to therestaurantboss.com/goal, G-O-A-L. Again, that's therestaurantboss.com/goal, and then just give me your first name and email address, and I'll send this right over to you, all 4 pages. Until the next time I see you, go out every day and improve the lives of your customers, your employees, your vendors, and of course, your family.